gentlemen, welcome to another one of the greatest of all time, TJ and MJ. Spend your dollar or save your dollar movie review. Come on in and listen to what we gotta say about the movie of the day. Woo! It's ready to roll! Let's rock! Woo is right, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, woo, woo. When you wanna woo, woo, woo. You see that right there? Yeah. What does that look like to you guys there? That's old school, y'all. This is to let you guys know how old school TJQUaKe is. I got a cassette. Okay? This is cassette plate. This is a cassette tape. Okay? Of old school Star Wars Return of the Jedi. This was like one of the... Man, let me show you something here. Collection Empire Strikes Back. Old school soundtrack Empire Strikes Back in cassette. Still beating to this day. I can still put this bad boy into the old tape deck. Put that bad boy. This old school. You kids, probably little millennials, don't know about nothing like this. Y'all don't know this. You guys, you barely know this. You barely know this stuff. Pretty much all you guys pretty much know is maybe a little data disc like this or something like this. That's what you millennials know. My music's on that. What the hell's that? What the hell's that? Ew. Yeah. So I'm just kind of want to start off my show today. This is TJMJ, Spend Your Dollar, Save Your Dollar movie reviews. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to let you know about thoughts of the day on upcoming flick that's getting ready to come out. Mr. Solo. That's right. But this is not so much about the actual movie itself. It's about a little article that some Flipnik wrote out there, trying to degrade in a way, trying to say, let's move into this whole idea that Alden Ehrenreich or whatever his name, the guy's playing the new Solo, could be better than Mr. Harrison Ford. Blasphemy. So I bring up stuff like this to kind of bring you guys back because there's no ever getting rid of old school cats like Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, the guys that originated the Star Wars flow. Harrison Ford, you don't get rid of this. What the hell is she coming up for? Don't ever put her face up on my. Ooh, that was horrible. Yeah, you don't get rid of this. Okay, that's iconic right there. Iconic. That right there, Harrison Ford. Okay, so let me get to the reason why I'm getting ready to what my whole flow is today. Because it's all about a little something called this. Yeah, that's right. An article that came out, by Mr. Kevin Berwick. This is on Movie Web. Movie Web's got all kinds of, nonsense sometimes. And they'll let fools like this put shiz like this up there, right? What if Alden Ehrenreich is a better Han Solo than Harrison Ford? Okay. Really? This is where they're trying to go now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get into the article for you. Don't worry about that. I'm going to get into that little article I just showed you. I just wanted you to see the headline. The headline. What if Alden Ehrenreich is a better Han Solo than Harrison Ford? Are you serious? It can never happen. It can never happen. And I'm gonna get into it after we read the little stupid article here and everything. You're not getting past the original guy here. See that? That's the real Han Solo. That's the guy. This guy right here, up here, up there. You know where I'm looking. Right there. Him. Yeah. Harrison Ford is Han Solo. Han Solo is Harrison Ford. Let's not get it twisted, people. Let's get back to old school techniques. Okay, right here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, right here. You see these two here? Old school right here. This is origination. This is original flavor. Soundtracks, of course, and everything. You don't get rid of the old school because this is always going to be classic. This here will always be classic. You never can get rid of the classic. You can never get rid of the originator of it all. And this is just, I'm just kind of giving you an example because you little millennials out there, y'all don't know this. And of course, there's a millennial who's writing this bullshit. So let's get on to his little article here. Let's go ahead and read what he had to say here. Yeah, let's go and read that. So again, here it is. What if Alden Ehrenreich is a better Han Solo than Harrison Ford? Sorry, it made me gag a little bit. I'm sorry. Okay. So what if Alden Ehrenreich is a better Han Solo than Harrison Ford? Saying that is blasphemous. You damn right it's blasphemous. I know. And a bit of a troll move. Some may think we're simply trying to anger Rose Tico loving YouTubers or trying to be contrarian, but we've only ever seen one man offer his interpretation of a character that has spanned a huge amount of media beyond the 4 movies he's appeared in thus far, not counting Solo. As fans, we are so enriched in what Harrison Ford did as the space smuggler. Many of us will never be able to see past that except what Ehrenreich brings to the character. And for all we know, it could be better interpretation as originally envisioned by George Lucas. Okay, I'm just going to stop right there on that line right there. Better interpretation than George Lucas originally had planned for. How are you going to get a better interpretation of the guy who originated the shiz? How is that possible? He was the guy. There wouldn't have been a Han Solo, first off. There wouldn't have been even a thought process of Han Solo if it wasn't for the original thinker who created the character, Mr. George Lucas. There wouldn't have been a thought of what Han Solo would be like, iconically, if it wasn't for that man, Mr. Harrison Ford, right there, playing the part. It wouldn't have happened and everything. So I'm getting ahead of myself here, so let's go back into the little article here. Let's get back into the article. So we left off right there. Then George, originally envisioned by George Lucas, simply because what Harrison Ford means to all of us as Han Solo will never realize that or accept it to be truth, which is probably okay. We didn't really need this movie in the long run, as many fans have pointed out. That's right, us fans pointed that out. But as Solo quickly approaches, which is going to be coming around the corner, people, real quick here, I've decided to give Alden Ehrenreich the benefit of the doubt. Sure, the trailers don't, bode well for the guy, but sometimes things are out of context. This could be great, even if in all likelihood, it's probably not. Okay, this guy's like going back and forth. What is it, dude? Are you for it or you're not? Lucky attendees of Cannon's Film Festival will be treated to a screening of Solo this week, which actually happened, ladies and gentlemen, the premiere. And guy from Collider, from the Jedi Council, says he's disappointed, just to kind of give you guys a heads up. Yeah. With the movie simultaneously premiering in Los Angeles on the same day, Alden Ehrenreich's young Han Solo performance will finally be put on display in full. Though Donald Glover seems to be getting the most attention. You know why? Because Donald Glover actually looks and plays the part of just off the screenshots. He didn't even have to talk. Okay? The Donald Glover didn't even have to even open his mouth. You didn't even have to have a word come out of his mouth. He just looked and had a couple looks and vibes, and you already saw that's motherfucking Lando right there. And of course, as more previews came along, we got to see him actually talk and stuff like that. You really got to see this brother in action playing. He embodies a young Lando Calrissian. So far, not so much with the Alden Ehrenreich guy. Now I'm going to still give this guy the benefit of the doubt. Don't get me wrong, because I think the guy has a chance. I think we're pounding too hard on him because we're so hardcore about what Harrison Ford did, which is why this title up here, boggles my brain. Because we're so hardcore about what Harrison Ford did with that character and how he made that character iconic, that to come off and say, well, what if Alden Ehrenreich is a better Han Solo than Harrison Ford, is preposterous to us. It makes you, like I did earlier, gag. So let's get back into this. So where are we at? Many Star Wars fans have been very skeptical of Ehrenreich's acting abilities in taking on such an iconic role. But seriously, what if Ehrenreich ends up doing even better job than Harrison Ford did in the original trilogy? Sorry. Another gag for it just happens when I read that part. Okay, Ford famously gave Ehrenreich advice on how to approach the young Han Solo, and Alden had the benefit of working with longtime Star Wars enthusiast and Willow director Ron Howard. Now, don't get me wrong, Ron knows his shiz, and that's probably why this guy will he could probably bring Han Solo to the next level. I mean, the next level as a young, youthful guy, not as he's not going to completely take on Han Solo in the way that's going to make us go, oh my gosh, this guy should have been Han Solo from the beginning. No. Okay. As well as George Lucas from one day of filming, which could hold the key to the young actor's success. Could hold success. He could actually, come up. Because you got those kind of people around you. You got obviously Harrison Ford giving you a little insight. You got Ron Howard. You got George Lucas. It being around these guys who's giving you insight and giving you some flow. He better be able to bring some flavor. Personally. And I'm going to get into this right after I finish this because it just, it has to be said. Harrison Ford sat down with the young actor to give him some advice. Ford spoke about his experience playing the iconic character, as well as sharing some conversations that he had with George Lucas about the changes Han Solo went through over the years. Right there, Alden Ehrenreich is at an advantage because he was able to get invaluable advice where Harrison Ford had to pretty much go in blindly. But see, Harrison Ford, let me tell you right now, Harrison Ford didn't really have to go in too blindly. George Lucas just saw Harrison Ford and said, dude, you just captured this guy. You captured the vibe. Your personality alone is who I'm looking for. He didn't have to create. He didn't have to kind of like mimic somebody to become Han Solo. He didn't have to kind of, he didn't have to. Most actors, they have to kind of go in and, study characters, study history on something or whatever to become that character. Harrison Ford didn't have any of that. He had to come up with this character all on his own. So anyway, back to this. Alden Ehrenreich will also be playing a different version of Han Solo. Ron Howard has spoken out recently about this fact, pointing out that the young actor is not just trying to do a carbon copy of what Harrison Ford did in the original Star Wars trilogy. Ehrenreich has said that his version in Solo is more of an idealist, which is quite different from the Corellian smuggler we've all come to know so well. We're going to see those young hopes and dreams get crushed in the spin-off movie. Oh, we already have a spin-off. Really? Leading to Harrison Ford's version we all currently know. Okay. So what they're basically saying to us right here, peoples, is that it is just kind of like a saving thing for him because, he gets to hide behind this now. They just gave him something he can hide behind because they're saying, well, he's not coming off exactly like the hardcore smuggler, Mr. Harrison Ford played. He's playing off as a guy who's an idealist right at the moment. He's not so much. He's still kind of getting to kind of learn things and he has ideas and he's going down this one path. But I guess he's going to run into something that's just going to blow that whole path up for him, and he's just going to become Mr. I think of one person, me, lady. That's who I think of. Only me. That's Han Solo. Remember that when he said that in Star Wars. So So yeah, so I guess he's not going to be that person just yet. So maybe that's probably the vibe we're kind of getting, from the trailers that we see, that he's just like, you know, he's got a couple lines in there, like when Chewie's standing next to him and he says, hey, what do you think of such and such? And Chewie goes, "Rrr." He says, oh, what do you know? Well, that was a Harrison. That was kind of a solo vibe. That was a kind of a solo vibe. He gets a smart ass kind of vibe. So I think if you start to see some of those smart ass comments coming out of his mouth, then you'll see, the solo we know. But right now, we're probably not going to see the solo we know, because we're going to see this guy who's an idealist. Was there any more in this that we had to read? I'm not sure if I really need to go any further than what I read here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, really. Solo also, gives Alden Ehrenreich the distinction of playing young Han Solo. Yeah, two different angles. Young Star Wars fans who aren't so familiar with the original trilogy could end up liking the young idealist version of Han, turning into the hardened realist better than what Harrison Ford did. No, there's not going to be a better than Harrison Ford. So right there, you need to cut that part out. There's no better than Harrison Ford. Now, maybe he might be a better version of what Han Solo was as an idealist. Okay, we can go there maybe, but not the hardcore Han Solo, the one we all grew up and learned to love and everything, right? So younger Star Wars fans who aren't so familiar with the original trilogy could end up liking the young idealist version of Han's, turning into the hardened realist better than Harrison Ford did, just because Ehrenreich is able to go deeper and give fans a well-rounded look at this guy, showing different facets to his personality. Fans may enjoy the immature and inexperienced version of Han meeting up with the underworld for the first time and watching all the changes happen. There's no doubt that Alden Ehrenreich has some big shoes to fill. Oh yeah, he does. However, the young actor may end up shocking everybody and overshadowing Harrison Ford's portrayal of Han Solo. No. Seriously? It could happen. That's what they're saying? Seriously, it could happen. Seriously, not. I'm just going to end it right there, because I'm not going to even go any further and even giving that even any more marketing than it already's gotten. No. And everything. He would. I'm sorry, you peoples. He could come out and be a cool young Han Solo, and he can kind of get in there and show us that side of Han Solo that we might not have seen before as a young cat, just kind of learning the shiz, kind of getting the steps in there, not completely becoming the raw Harrison Ford version of Han Solo. Oh, I always said this, people. Harrison Ford is Han. Han Solo is Harrison Ford. Why? Because Han Solo's personality is Harrison Ford's personality. Like I said earlier, he didn't have anything that he had to look up and try to figure out, well, what can I do? What can I read from to figure out what this guy's going to be about? No, he had an idea from what George Lucas gave him, which was, here's your script. This is what you're going to say. These are some of the lines you say as Han. You go at it yourself. I've even heard things about when Harrison Ford did. Sometimes he changed up lines in the movie and everything. The whole part when he was about to be put into the carbon freeze during Empire Strikes Back. This one here. Okay, Empire Strikes Back. Okay, that's when he got first put into the carbon freeze. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen? And right when he was about to go down and everything, he's all come down. And he's like, and you hear all the music, and he's going down, and Chewie's, and Leia's up here going, "I love you." And Harrison Ford was supposed to actually say a different line than the line he said in that movie, ladies and gentlemen, when he goes, "I know." That's a smart ass move. That's a smart. George Lucas didn't give him that line. Harrison Ford just came up with that off the top of his head. He just said, I'm just going to say it this way, George. And George just kept it. He said, yeah, that's it, dude. So that lets you know right there, he was improvising a lot of his lines. A lot of the stuff that, some of these actors do to create a character that nobody's never even heard of or just coming out right out the closet for the first time. Well, these guys created these characters in their own image and everything. That image was portrayed to you on the screen, which then there became the Han Solo everybody grew to love. If it wasn't for Harrison Ford, it could have been other characters that could have played these roles. You know what I'm saying? What's the name from Escape from New York? Why am I forgetting his name? Escape from New York. He originally was going to play Star Wars in the Star Wars as Han Solo. There's a bunch of different people that got to audition for these roles, and so there was other people that were going to play Harrison Ford. Well, none of them grasped it the way Mr. Harrison Ford did. The Carpenter guy, the guy who only really did one other movie before this, which was American Graffiti, and happened to just get the role just by chance because he was working at George Lucas's studio doing some carpeting work or fixing some doors, something like that. George just happened to say, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, I remember you. Yeah. Hey, why don't you come down and do a little reading one day? Just so we needed an extra guy just to kind of fill in some shoes. Could you just come down and do a reading?" Harrison said, "Okay, yeah, why not? Just haphazardly. Yeah, sure, why not? Came down there." Got to sit down with Mrs. Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill because George Lucas did his auditions in threes because he had three people and he auditioned you as a group. To the group that did the best, that worked the best together, was the group that he wanted to actually hire for the movie, and it happened to be the chemistry between Mr. Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, the one that they just destroyed in Last Jedi. Okay, him and everything. All their personalities worked together and combined a unit that was just explosive to George Lucas. And George Lucas said, "This is my group. This is my team. These are my people. These are my boys. Shizzle! I'm taking these. You motherfuckers are the ones I want." Bam. That's the way that worked. Everything. That man, Mr. Look at all the movies. This is your comparison. This is the original, Harrison Ford. Indiana. Nobody could have played Indiana the way Harrison Ford played him. You see, him here, right here in Temple of Doom, up there in the white tuxedo thing there. Him down here with his hat on, his glorious Indiana Jones hat. You got Ehrenreich right here in the middle here. Now, he may very well be able to kind of come off as a Han Solo. A young Han Solo, somebody that's new, fresh, that's just kind of like he's just learning the game. But he ain't Han Solo yet, peoples. He ain't Han Solo yet. He's becoming Han Solo. He's becoming the guy that everybody grew to love and everything. But to say that this guy, everybody's going to love him way better, that there's a very good chance that he'll be way better of a Han Solo than Harrison Ford did, is, that's blasphemy right there. Exactly what Homie put in the daggum article. That's blasphemy. There's no way in the world, peoples. No, I haven't. Ain't going there. And so forth. No. Everything. Harrison Ford is motherfucking Han Solo. And it always will be. And he can give some pointers to the kid. George can give some pointers and stuff like that. And I'm sure the kid, I have a feeling everybody else was always kind of down on the guy, to be honest with you, in the beginning when they was first showing this guy. Actually, I kind of liked him. I kind of said, you know what? He's a new guy. He's starting off as Han Solo young. I already gave him the benefit of the doubt that he's not Han Solo yet. He's young Han Solo. He's learning his way in the world, in the universe, to become who he becomes. And that's the way you got to approach this character when you see him for the first time on the big screen. When you see this guy play Han Solo, don't think of him as older Han Solo. Think of him as young buck Han Solo. Kind of like River Phoenix when he played Indiana Jones, young Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. Was it Temple of Doom? No, it wasn't Temple of Doom. It was the other one. It was the Last Crusades and everything. I think it was the Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and everything. And that was the one we had his dad. But they started the movie off when Indy was young and he was in the Boy Scouts. Yeah, when they actually still called it the Boy Scouts. Yeah, no longer calling it Boy Scouts anymore because all the girls are joining it, and now I guess it's going to be something else now. But I just thought I'd throw that in there because, we were talking about Boy Scouts, and Indiana Jones was a Boy Scout, and Eagle Scout, all that stuff. And well, the left has pretty much destroyed that, ladies and gentlemen. Get your boys out now because it's no longer called the Boy Scouts. It's whatever SJWs want to put it now. So, just thought I'd throw that in there for a quick second. So anyway, he played Indiana Jones as kind of like a Boy Scout scene. And what I liked about River Phoenix is he didn't look exactly like freaking Harrison Ford, but his personality. He captured Indiana Jones' vibe as a kid. You saw little knickknacks that he did, things that he said, antics like when he pulled the fat kid over like this, and everything real quick, something that Harrison, Indiana Jones would always do to guys when he grab them over and bring them over real quick and, say something to him real fast, things like that. You got to see how he got the freaking, they even put where Harrison Ford has this little cut right underneath his chin. It's a real cut there, right? Well, in the movie, in the Last Crusade as a kid, they show how he has this cut under his chin, which is a real cut that Harrison Ford actually has. But to kind of show that this was something that happened to him as a kid, or when did he get this cut here? They put that in the movie. I thought that was genius. When he did the little whip, and for the first time, and he grabbed a whip and he flung that thing, and he came back and snapped back at his chin and cut his chin. That's how you find out how this cut comes into play and everything. I love genius stuff like that. If they do that with this character here and everything, it'd be kind of cool to see, what really brought Han Solo to be who Han Solo is. If they show the growing of his attitude, maybe he starts off as this idealist, like they say, but then he comes into this new vibe, like me, myself, and I kind of vibe. And I've gotten this far because I think of me only kind of vibe. That's Han Solo and everything. And probably in the beginning, he's not like that. In the beginning, he's probably going to show him off as a guy who's cool. He's just trying to be cool with people and blah, 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 and so forth. And I kind of like the idea that when he finally meets Lando for the first time and how he wins the Millennium Falcon and all that. See, that's what makes the movie something cool for everybody to go want to see. You want to see how these things happen. That's what I like about prequels and everything. But I don't want them to do is put in a bunch of SJW shiz like I'm sure they've already tried to do with, Kathleen Weakness over there, who probably more than likely is going to do that and everything. So watch out for that shiz. A lot of people are kind of not so knowing if they're going to go and see this movie right on the first day. Me, I'm one of those type of people. I'm probably going to not see this on the first day. Only because, ladies and gentlemen, Disney and Kathleen and them have to realize that you can't freaking push us fans around. It ain't happening. I'm up there with Jeremy and Geeks and Gamers and all them who are all talking about maybe boycotting this thing. John talks Star Wars. Mad Max. You guys know that kid. I'm a Mad Max. How you doing, Matt? And then, SC Reviews. He's another character guy out there. All these new people that are coming up there. These are cats that are in the YouTube universe now, who are all coming out and speaking their words, speaking their feelings on Star Wars and how they feel. I thought I'd bring this out there because, I just kind of find it stupid that, somebody would really come out there and say, some stupidness like this. What if Alden Ehrenreich is a better Han Solo than Harrison Ford and everything? I'm sorry. It's good, it's good to have happy thoughts and, hopes of that kind of nature, but it'll never happen. Why? Because he ain't Harrison Ford. And you need to be Harrison Ford to be Han Solo. To be the real Han Solo. He's going to be a guy who's going to play Han Solo as a kid and everything. And we may like him as a kid, as a guy who's young Han Solo. And we may actually kind of endure that prospect of the character and everything. But he will never be the true Harrison Ford and everything. Now, Matt, don't get me wrong. He could grow into becoming somebody that can grasp that vibe of Han Solo, and you can kind of go, okay, now he's playing Harrison Ford. Now he's Solo. Okay, now this motherfucker's got me like they're saying they're going to do a spin-off movie. So maybe in the spin-off when he finally comes to that point where he's like me, myself, and I, Mr. Han Solo, kind of vibe, always smart, talking people and whatnot, talking smack. When you see that Han Solo and he plays that role and he captures that vibe, then I can go, okay, you come close to it, you captured the vibe. But you're still not better than Harrison Ford. Ain't nobody gonna be better than Harrison Ford because Harrison Ford is Han Solo. Han Solo is Harrison Ford. That's just the only way you can think of it. The classic is the classics. You can't deny classics. This right here will never ever be taken over by somebody else. There will never be another John Williams that can come out and do something as spectacular as the Star Wars theme music and everything. You can come close to it. You can get real nice and close. It'll never be this bad boy. Old school cassette right here, peoples, and everything. Classic shiz and everything. A lot of people don't know about that. Millennials don't know about that pretty much. They don't know what the heck that guy. What's a tape? A cassette? What the hell is that? That's ancient. Ugh. Dad, you're really old. You're ancient. Yeah. But that lets you know that how far back I go with Star Wars because I was just a little kid when I saw Star Wars. Okay? Motherfucking 7 years old, 7 years old when I saw the daggum stuff. So I know a little bit about the daggum franchise. And I know when something's going completely terribly wrong, like what Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson and them are doing. I'm telling you right now, I will not go see episode 9. Definitely not going to see that one. Last Jedi was probably the last. If I see Han Solo, it won't be in the opening weekend. I'm not giving Disney my money in the opening weekend of this stuff. I'll wait till a little later to go see it. I'm just not going to freaking give these guys the benefit of the doubt and think that they got me all up in their mix. I'll see it. If I see it, I see it. You know what I'm saying? I'll hear what people say about it. That's pretty much as far as I'm going to get and everything. But as far as that goes, what? Oh, my ring. Oh, my wife just reminded me of my ring. Because, whenever I'm on television, TV or whatever, the ring needs to be on bling bling. Yeah, that's MJ. MJ, you want to say something? Do you want to say something, MJ? You want to say something about just give me this right real quick, babe. And this whole thing here is about the new guy. Possibly, what's the title? Alden Ehrenreich, who's playing the new Solo, okay. The young Han Solo.
I didn't even know his name.
Yeah. Well, Alden Ehrenreich. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing this guy's name right. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right. But what if Alden Ehrenreich is a better Han Solo than Harrison Ford? What is your first thought on when you hear that?
Not possible. Not possible.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's right there from MJ herself. Yeah. Why do you think that, by the way? Just give me your
first. He's the original. Nobody can replace an original. He may be good, and, we'll see. But you can't beat the original.
Yeah. You can't beat the original. Just right. What she just said. Thank you there, Miss MJ. Mm-hmm. Everything.
Anytime.
Yeah, she's butt naked right now, so she can't be seen on the on camera.
Not completely.
Yeah.
She got a robe on him.
Yeah. She's got a robe on. Yeah, put some clothes on. Yeah, that was a little quick flow from MJ right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, because as you all know, I'm TJQUaKe, the Ghetto Gamer, with the TJ and MJ spin your dollar, save your dollar. And you want to hit your subscribers. If you guys want to keep finding out more and more what we're talking about here on this show, more stuff that's going to be coming up. We always love to hear from you. Like to hear your comments. Like to get you guys on subscriptions, and so we can throw more at you and everything. We're always out here talking about everything: movies, politics, games, you name it. We got it here. Today was just more so about because we got the new Solo movie getting ready to come out, and so I thought we just kind of throw that out there, kind of get your guys' perspective. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that this Alden dude can actually be better than Harrison Ford as Han Solo? Give me your ideas. Let me hear your thoughts, people. I love to hear it because I'm telling you straight up, ain't no way, ain't happening. Ain't happening. and so forth. Not when you got this motherfucker right here. They just say, I'm sorry, just please. So yeah, so that's my flow on that there. Let's see what happens when the movie comes out. So far, just to kind of give you guys one more flow on this, I've been checking out pre-sale tickets for the movie. Now, pre-sale tickets should already be, when a Star Wars movie hits, this shit should already be freaking done. Okay? So Solo should be like sold out already and everything. Normally, when the first Star Wars movies came out, when these last two first came out, especially when Force Awakens hit. When Force Awakens hit, we were up there trying to freaking find seats, pre-buy our tickets, and this was like a month before. It was like a month or two before the movie came out. They were already doing pre-sale tickets, okay? And seats were already getting busted up, getting sold out, boom, 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 and so forth. We just happened to get it on a good day at the Irvine Spectrum in Orange County, and so forth. And shiz was already getting sold out months before the movie came out. Okay, this is because people were thinking, oh, the new Star Wars, we're going to get to see Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill again. Everybody was excited for it. That's what people were waiting 30 motherfucking years for, to see this shiz, right? Okay, we're coming like I said, we're coming from old school. This was the shiz, by the way, Return of the Jedi. You guys can't say nothing about it. Don't ever compare any of these new movies to this shiz right here. This right here, original Star Wars. You guys haven't done it yet. You haven't done it yet. You have not beat original Star Wars. Just putting that out there. So, yeah. So now I'm going to check out movies to see what the pre-sale tickets are, because I said, I'm going Fandango. And let's check out some theaters right here. See how many tickets are getting sold. Okay. Now, mind you, when I went to go see Infinity Wars, it was maybe we went and tried to buy our tickets. It was a day or two before the movie came out, right? Dude, every daggum ticket was daggum sold out. We couldn't get seats in Dolby, IMAX, Standard. We couldn't get daggum tickets on these seats were just gone. We're like, dang! We had to we had to go for the next day to see, and even also the seats for the next day were all gone. We finally was able to find something in an IMAX that was a 2-seater, and there was only 2 seats available up at the very tippity top of the right corner of the daggum theater. And unfortunately, they weren't very good seats, because the seats that the back seats of the other chairs came up to about almost here. You had to be like this. It was that kind of stupidness. So, but the movie was just freaking, it was so freaking, everybody was waiting for this movie. It was something that was anticipated for the longest time. The excitement for Infinity Wars was tremendous. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody, I'm going to get my tickets. I'm going to buy my tickets. You don't hear that about Solo. You notice that? You right now, pretty much all you're hearing is a lot of YouTubers saying, I'm boycotting, I'm not going. Now, don't get me wrong. Solo's going to sell some tickets. Don't get me wrong. It's going to get some sales. People are going to go see the movie. It's during Labor Day weekend and all that craziness. So people are going to see the movie. I don't know if they're going to make the money they keep saying they're going to make. It's what are they trying to hit 170 million or something like that? I don't know. It's not looking so good so far. I mean, if pre-sale tickets ain't going off the freaking rocket right now, and I'm looking at all these theaters that are still open, full seats opened up. That wasn't like that when the other ones came out. Even for Last Jedi, it wasn't like that. And only because they was anticipating that they were going to get to see freaking Mark, Hamill, and see Luke Skywalker finally do some shiz. Everybody was like, yeah, the next one, because we was left in such a cliffhanger, when, she came up with the lightsaber, and Luke just looked at her like this. Who the hell are you? That was the look he had. So, yeah, so that's what everybody was waiting for. So, of course, everybody went and saw Last Jedi for the first time on the opening night, because they were like, oh, the anticipation of what's going to happen now, what's going to go on with these characters, what's going to be the deal with Rey's parents, all these theories and out there where fans were just like, oh, there's some shiz is about to happen. So everybody was going to go see it. They couldn't wait. They was like, yeah. So, yeah, Disney, yeah, you did get our money. You tricked us. That's how you got our money. You tricked us. You made us all think something we was going to get and we weren't going to get it. That's what happened. So yeah, you got our money that time. Mom says you can fool me once, you can, okay, cool. You fool me twice, okay, I'm a fool. You fool me 3 times, then it's over. It's over. You can't fool me 3 times. After third, it ain't happening the 3rd time. In other words, you ain't fooling me 3 times in a row. You fool me 1 time, 2 times, that's it. You ain't getting me on the 3rd one. And like I said, Han Solo, I think it will be a good movie. I think it'll be something that'll be cool to go check out and everything. Myself, I just don't want to put no money in Disney's pockets until these fools get rid of Kathleen Kennedy. This woman is a freaking, she's trashed our old movies, dude. She's trashed it. She's destroyed our whole feel and vibe of the whole franchise. And so many people, I'm not the only one. Look all over YouTube. Everybody's talking about it. Geeks and Gamers, Don Talk Star Wars, World Class Bullshitters, SC Reviews, all the women are talking about it now. Mindy, Mindless, Mindless Minds or something like that. I forgot. She does a couple guest things on Geeks and Gamers as well now. So everybody's talking about how this franchise has just become crap, and Star Wars is becoming dead. Their product, their merchandise is not selling and everything. You'll see more people buying this, Mr. Batman, than they'll be buying any of the new Star Wars action figures, especially the ones from Last Jedi. There ain't nobody trying to buy Rose. That shit's just sitting on the shelves collecting dust as we speak. You guys want to find a Rose action figure? Go anywhere you can find it on clearance, on double clearance, triple clearance. That thing's selling for a penny, Bobby, by now. Okay, but anyway, so that's just my take so far on what's going on with Solo. I think right now it's not selling too well as far as pre-sale tickets, which for Star Wars movies, that's not good, because normally pre-sale tickets are being sold like weeks, months ahead of time for a Star Wars movie, for something anticipated like that, and this ain't happening. So that's letting you know a lot right there. The Star Wars fans ain't so happening. See, moderate people that'll go see this movie, those are moderates. Those are moderate kind of Star Wars goers that may go see it. It's more day. Let's go see a movie. Maybe, and we'll go check it out. Yeah, I saw a couple previews on it. Yeah, let's go check it out. And everything. You'll get some moderates that'll come in there, but hardcore Star Wars fans, you maybe get a few of them trickling in there. Don't get me wrong. There will be some hard ones that'll come in there because they just can't. They just have to see it. You know what I'm saying? Not going, and that's not good for you, Disney. Especially you, Kathleen, because Disney starts losing money, they're going to be looking at you. So that's all I got to say about that. Peoples, TJQUaKE, the Ghetto Gamer, Audi 5000 G-Lokes, and subscribe. I'll catch y'all on the next one on the flip side. All right, peoples? Good grief. How much more of this shiz do I got up in this joint?